hear me from my class. So here, you all hear me, right?
Yeah, I can. It's pretty loud.
Okay, so this is a map of the land of Israel, the Holy Land. And this is the, what would you call it? Very good. That means you're all Romans. That's why you call it the middle of the world, because it was the middle of their world. But for us, it's in the Bible, it's called the Big Sea, the large sea. Okay, because that's the largest sea. We have little seas, right? This one here is called the Sea of the Galilee. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ask yourself why it's called the sea? Yeah, that's why in Israel it's just called the Kinneret. We don't call it a sea. It's like a cute, really cute lake. We love it, but it's not like a sea.
Yeah.
And this one?
Be there Sunday.
Okay, it doesn't look like this anymore, but yeah, that's the Dead Sea. And in between, you can see there's a blue line here. That is the
Jordan.
Jordan River. Right, the Jordan River. Actually, the Jordan River starts farther north. In what is today Lebanon?
We were up there too, up there.
To Lebanon. No, to Metula.
Dan and up there.
Then the Dan. Okay, great. So Dan's one of the tributaries of the Jordan River. So it comes out. This is your first teaching. Just something about the geography of the land of Israel. The Kinneret is sweet water, and the Dead Sea isn't. Right? And the difference between them is the Kinneret receives water of the Jordan, so you receive, but then it passes down water, gives it out, okay, to the rest of the country. Whereas the Dead Sea is a sea that just receives the water and doesn't let it go on anywhere else. So if you only receive and you don't give, then yeah, that's I didn't want to say that, but you understood. But if you receive and you give, you give on what you receive, then you're sweet, you're sweet water. Okay. Where'd you come from this morning? Where'd you sleep over?
Left Tiberias, Sea of Galilee, and over to Bishop.
Okay, so you were here.
Yeah.
Tiberias, Tiberia, and you went through Beit Shan here, and now you've come to here to Shiloh. Yeah, everyone see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not really that big. It's just, we're very patriotic, local patriots, so it comes out big. And Jerusalem is down here. Now, Jericho is here. So that means that we cross the Jordan here. And this place is called Gilgal. Gilgal is, anyone recall Gilgal?
Joshua 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that.
I'm
I'm testing them to see what they learn, Don't give the answers away. That's what teachers do on the SAT. Don't. So that's where the tabernacle was for 14 years. Now, from here, from Jericho, from Jericho, the Israelites went up to this area, Beit El, Ai, which is in the area today. It's in the area of Ephraim. It's all called Benjamin, because the entire area is divided up into two, the Benjamin and the Shomron. It means we didn't go from Jericho to Jerusalem, because Jerusalem in that time was like a backwater city on the edge of the desert. We went to the heart of the country. The backbone of the country is the hilly area to Beit El and Ai. And after 14 years, they brought the tabernacle from Gilgal to Shiloh. Shiloh is smack dab in the middle of the area of Ephraim. The leader, Joshua, comes from the tribe of Ephraim. Ephraim and Manasseh is like the junction.
Yeah.
Civil War. Okay, Manasseh. That's why it's called Manasseh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Manasseh Junction. Learn something new every day. I remember talking to someone a couple years ago, and they're talking about Nehemiah built the wall, Nehemiah, and like after like 10 minutes, she's talking about Nehemiah. I asked her, wait, you're talking about Nehemiah, right? Now I understand. Okay, start again from the beginning. Now I know what you're talking about. So it's like I have to translate things from the original into the English. Shiloh is a city that was started about 4,000 years ago by the Canaanites. Okay. What we have left over from them there's a glacis. Glacis sounds like a glacier. It's the same word actually. It's like it's not a wall, but it's like a wall that's built into the slant of the hilltop, built around. It makes it really hard for an enemy to climb up. It's like climbing up a slide, which we all loved doing when we were kids, but it's harder to climb up the slide than to climb up the ladder. So there's a glacis that's left over from 4,000 years ago, and as the Bible tells us, you're going to come to cities where you're going to find water cisterns cut into the rock that you didn't have to cut. And that's another thing that we have left over from the Canaanites. 200 years before we came, the Canaanites left. How do we know that? Well, archaeologically speaking, because there's no garbage. People live somewhere, then they leave garbage. They leave garbage, and that's the material that archaeologists can find thousands of years later. So there's no garbage from that time. 200 years, no one lived here, and that corresponds to the list of kings, 31 kings that are mentioned in the book of Joshua, all the kings that we conquered, and there is no king of Shiloh. Okay, how do you say it?
Shiloh.
Shiloh. Shiloh is another junction somewhere in Tennessee. No, it's a church, right? Tennessee, Pittsburgh Landing. Okay, so in Hebrew it's called Shiloh.
Shiloh.
Shiloh. Do you all say today Peking or Beijing?
Beijing.
Beijing, right? Okay, so you should say Shiloh, not Shiloh.
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 And the holy city is called
Yerushalayim.
Jerusalem.
That's not that hard.
Jerusalem.
Yerushalayim.
Right. Okay. If you don't remember, that's okay. But if you do remember, that's what the original is. That's good. So Shiloh either comes from the word. This is funny. Either comes from the word placenta, shilia, or it means peace and harmony, shalva. If it means placenta, that means something that talks to us historically, because Shiloh is where our spiritual capital was before Yerushalayim, before Jerusalem, before Yerushalayim. So it's like a placenta that's holding the baby until it's time for him to be born. So our first encounter with the house of God after being in the desert is here in Shiloh, and it's a period of gestation where we kind of grow, because we're living during the time of the Judges, which is the time that the tabernacle was here in Shiloh. During that time, we're not living as a nation, we're living as 12 tribes. That sometimes, there's a coalition of several tribes in order to beat off an enemy in a local sense, but the 12 tribes don't coalesce into a nation until under the leadership of Samuel the prophet. So Shiloh. Why was the tabernacle brought here? As I said, it's where the tribe of the leader is. It's in the middle of the country, well defended. There's a city here that didn't have to be conquered. No one lived here, so it's all ready. It's not worn torn. There's no damage from the battles. So it's just waiting for us. Okay. Now in the desert, okay, את רוצה את המפה? Okay. לא רגיל שיש פה עוד קבוצות בבת אחת. Okay, we're gonna move. We gotta move from the map. So follow me, please.